you're getting free phones, you're getting a discounted rate, and you're getting 2 months of free service when you sign up with Mango Voice through the Dental Office Managers community.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dental Office Managers Community Podcast, where we talk about the issues that matter most and help us to become better leaders in our dental practice. I'm your host, Kyle Summerford. Let's dive right in. Hey guys, it's Kyle, the founder of Dental Office Managers Community, and we are back for another webinar. We have Richard from Mango Voice. Richard, thanks for taking the time out today to meet with us and share how Mango helps dental practices.
Hey Kyle, thanks for taking some time to have me come on and chat through this with you guys. Like I love talking to office managers about the phones because no one understands the pain points or just how the phones work at the office better than the office managers do. I mean, we love the doctors, right? We need the doctors, but when it comes to the physical phones, the office managers know more about them than the doctors do in most cases. So love your group and your community. And these office managers definitely know the phones better than most. So this is we're a good vendor to be in this spot.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are rocking it, and you guys recently became sponsors of the community, and so we appreciate you guys coming on board and providing support for the community to be able to help other office managers find good products and services. And Mango is it's almost like a buzzword at this point. I hear about it, every dental meeting that I've gone to. You guys have such a large presence there. And I did stop by the booth a couple times. I think we met at the Chicago Midwinter meeting, and I think it was Chicago Midwinter. But yeah, so I stopped by the booth, checked it out, and I was able to get one of those little squishy mangoes, which I still use, stressful days at the office. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
We got these everywhere.
Yeah. That's like the perfect stress reliever. And so I want you just to kind of share a little bit of information about Mango and how Mango got started. A little bit of background on the company, just so we can all be enlightened here.
Yeah. We have been at a lot of events the last couple of years, and Mango is, I think, in a good way, made a splash in the dental community. And I think what's propelled Mango forward and what's made the big difference is two things. And the history of it kind of goes that there was a lot of these engagement and online scheduling softwares that exist that every practice is using, whether it's to send appointment reminders or to just two-way text back and forth with patients, or to get some deeper analytics. And a lot of these softwares that people are using did not have a phone system integrated with that existing software. And Mango stepped in and started to build phone integrations with a lot of these different platforms. And that's where we've seen a lot of the growth, because when you can unify the patient engagement software with their phone system, it creates just that really nice flow in the office. So when a call comes in, you can see who's calling, and not just who's calling, but when was their last appointment. They have family members. Do they have an insurance provider? And you're not stuck on the phone going, hold on 1 second, let me look you up, let me try to find you real quick, or can we put you on hold? It changes the entire patient journey, and it makes the job easier for the person manning the phones, right? Yeah. So if I call a practice, they can, if they're using Mango and one of our integration partners, they can easily say, hi, Richard, thanks for calling in. We saw you were just in for a cleaning. How can we help you? And you have a balance due. Do you want to pay that finally? Things like that to just, make life a little bit easier for all parties involved. And so integrations have really helped drive, Mango's growth. And the second side that I would say is customer service. And this is a piece that I think, gets forgotten sometimes, especially around phones, because it's kind of a product you take for granted. It should just be like the light switch. It should just work, and it should when the phone rings, you
Yeah.
answer it, and you can take a call, and it should work. Um, but when the phones don't work, it's actually it's chaos, and you didn't realize how often you use your phone until they're down, right? And when you need support on the phones, you need it now. You need it done in real time. It's not something you can wait on. It has to be fixed immediately. And I we talk about this internally at Mango. It's kind of an inside joke all the time. Like nobody gets excited to go to Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T. Like if you have to go into one of those actual physical stores to buy a new phone or to switch your plan or to switch carriers, you're dreading it, and people usually put it off as long as they can. And we've seen the same experience if you're using a large phone company, whether it's Spectrum, Cox, T-Mobile, AT&T, VoIP, whatever platform you're using, getting hold of support and getting hold of the same person consistently that can troubleshoot your problems is almost unheard of. And we've seen that the average wait time for those calls has gone up if you're using one of those national large carriers. And with Mango, that the wait time has gone down. So even though there's more customers, the average wait time for Mango Voice customer who needs support, whether it's something as simple as, hey, I can't remember my password, or hey, like my phones aren't working, whatever it is, the average wait time is less than 45 seconds right now. So
wow,
you call Mango, you call our support team for whatever it is, you're going to speak to a live agent in less than a minute. And
wow,
we just have this old idea, I guess, that we're a phone company and we should answer the phone when people call, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rich, you mentioned, when the office manager receives a phone call, right? They know who is calling on the other end, and they can also know if they have a balance. So just tell us, I know you said it's maybe integrated with certain softwares, but just give us a little bit of the information that the receiving person would see on their end.
Yeah. So essentially it's everyone gets notifications on their desktop, whether it's or on their iPhone, right? You just get a notification. So this is a similar thing. So phone rings in the office. I'm sitting there working, doing X, Y, and Z throughout the day. And the phone rings, a notification comes over. It's a little screen pop in the corner of your screen. It'll say the patient name. It'll say their associated family members. So if someone, if you know, Jenny is actually calling on behalf of her son Tommy, you can switch to Tommy's profile with just a click of a mouse, which is really nice.
Nice.
It'll also provide, who's their insurance provider? Are they covered? Yes or no. It'll say their last appointment. It'll say their next appointment. And it'll say if they have a balance due. And it'll also provide birthdays, which, is also important. So all that information is there. So a lot of times I hear that office managers say, well, I was actually expecting this call. I was looking because I called them once already and they didn't answer. So the fact they're calling back is like, oh, I just called this person. So that lets them know I can take this call. Right.
Wow.
Or it just speeds up that process again. Like instead of being me as a patient being put on hold or like saying, hold on 1 second, let me see what's available. I already know when your next appointment is. And I don't have to look up duplicate names, right? Because it's associated with the phone number. There's a lot of, Johnsons or Smiths or, last names that are very similar. And so instead of looking up multiple names and trying to filter through who they are, it just will take you right to that person's chart once you click on it if you need to.
That's a time saver.
Or their file.
Definitely a time saver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely
Absolutely.
a time saver. That's cool. So let me ask you another question. So you said the customer service 45 seconds, right? 45 seconds is the average wait time, and I can appreciate that because we just had a new office that we set up, and we contacted Verizon, and oh man, and I did exactly what you said, was wait till the last minute to deal with that because I knew it was going to be a headache, and it's still a headache till this very day. Things are messed up. They send texts that don't necessarily know what they're doing, or they don't even know the job. I don't know what they're doing, outsourcing or something like that now. But anyway, Yeah, so 45 seconds to me is valuable because that saves my time as well, right? The last thing I want to do as an office manager is sit on the phone, sit on hold, you know, and just waste the time that I could be dedicating to doing other tasks that I need to complete. Um, in terms of because these are voice over IP phones, right? So, what would you say to the dental practice that is concerned with dropping an internet signal and they can't access their patients, or that there are some offices that are still a little wary about having to go through that, and it's a concern. So how does Mango Voice help to alleviate that or eliminate that concern?
Yeah, no, a great question. And the first way that, I like to talk through that is, we're in this post-COVID era where everyone shifted to this remote and Zoom calls, and the internet companies were no different. So internet is more stable than it's ever been. So if you're still having internet connectivity or internet issues, you you should probably look at upgrading your internet because it's necessary, and it's easy to do now. I mean, it's maybe it's just stop using that as an excuse. I mean, I hate to say that, like, and just get it done. Your entire
Yeah.
office will appreciate it, for so many other things that you're using, right? Um, the second piece of that is Mango does not require a whole lot of bandwidth. It's the speeds that we require to run are minimal. So you don't need like a very heavy internet or massive internet service to make sure that Mango works. And yes, it's technology, so it's not always going to be perfect. There will be moments when the internet has troubles, right? Where it will have maybe some downtime. The beauty of Mango is that we have a mobile app that you can. So for every physical phone that you have in your office, you can download a mobile app. So if you have 4 phones in your office or 5 phones in your office, you can download 5 mobile apps to different cell phones in the office, and they run off of your cellular data if the Wi-Fi goes down. So if your internet's down, the phones will still ring seamlessly through on your cell phones, so you never experience any of that downtime. Um, it happens, occasionally because there are some of those areas that don't have great internet still, which is kind of mind blowing that you have areas these. And I feel for these individuals that are operating that way.
Yeah.
But in most cases, if you have the mobile app downloaded and it's active, the calls will come through on it just fine, and you'll never have any issues.
That's cool. So does the mobile app store like any or does it like hold any data? Like yeah, it does. Okay. Just tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, great question there. So it's essentially the same thing as your desk phone. So it'll record all your calls that you take on it. It'll record all the voicemails that come through on it. It'll still report your answer rates. So this is when you get into the numbers, which I know some office managers love to look at numbers and reporting. Mango can tell you your inbound answer rate or your missed call rate.
Wow.
And with just the push of a button, you can go and pull that report, so how your office is doing, and you can filter that on a time frame too. So if you want to know how did we do in the last 30 days, or just in the last week, you can search that differently to know how your answer rates are.
Wow.
So whether you're using the mobile app or whether you're using the physical phone, and you're in the office, out of the office, it's all tied together. It's a unified phone experience, so it'll all report back to your main dashboard. Which is easy to log into, and you can log in because it's web-based and we're cloud-based. You can log in anywhere. So you can log in at home and check those reports. You can log in while you're at work, at a hotel, or at a conference. And you can take the mobile app with you. It's on your cell phone. So that always will reflect your business number, never your personal number, which a lot of doctors appreciate having that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So, we get some questions in the group about, after hours communication. How does Mango shine? Like, do you guys have any type of like after hours kind of communication offering?
Yeah. So Mango really does really well in this area because we have, what's called a custom switchboard, and we're not talking about the old switchboard where people are plugging in, phones. We're talking about an online switchboard where you get to customize your call flow. Most phone companies require you to try to type this out or describe it to them over the phone to tell you how you want your calls to go. You can actually go onto your dashboard and just draw it out. And it's really intuitive, very user friendly. We have an option for what's called an external transfer or call forwarding. So you can set up a schedule to do after hours call forwarding. And so if it's an emergency, most offices are doing this. When it's your after hours, it pings the schedule, which automatically gives you the option to leave a voicemail, or if it's an emergency, press 2, and it'll forward to a doctor's cell phone or an office manager's cell phone who might be on call. And you can set up multiple people to alternate that too. So if you don't want to be the person always filtering those calls, you can, set up a schedule where you can rotate. Today, we're going to have Dr. Thomas do it. Tomorrow, we're going to have Dr. Smith do it. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the office manager has to do it because the office managers work the hardest, right? So,
yeah. Well, I'm the one who takes the after hours call myself. We were using in the past, we were using an answering service, and the answering service started out at like $50. Next thing we know, 3 months later, it's up to $75. Before we knew it, we were paying about $150 a month for an answering service. We were like, what are we doing? Like, are we really need $150 a month for an answering service? And so the doctor spent a lot of money. And was it probably really worth the return? Not so much, because a lot of these calls could have been handled differently. A lot of them are like, sometimes we were even getting charged for like spam calls, believe it or not. And we didn't really know this until we actually had them like go through like this process where they go back to all the phone numbers and they tell you all the numbers that called you. So we actually started like calling. I mean, the amount of time we spent on this, like we should have found a solution like Mango from the get, is my point. But the answering services, I guess, at the time, many years ago, before this type of platform existed, that was like the main go-to. That's kind of that's all we knew, But that's good to know that you guys have a solution for after hours, because that is a common question that is asked in the community quite often, whether, if anyone can recommend an answering service after hours. My recommendation would be just go with Mango Voice. I mean, you guys kind of have this figured out already. And Rich, can you share a little bit on the the special community offer that you guys are doing with us?
Yeah. And just to go hand in hand with what you're saying, if you're using an answering service and you like them, Mango plays very nicely with those too. So setting up those remote extensions and setting up call forwarding to those, if there's one you like, we work very well with them. And but if you're in the case where it's like, hey, we're overpaying for this and we're not happy with it, Mango can provide all of those calls that you're like looking at. You can simply log in and see how many were spam calls, how many were answered, how many went to voicemail, how many were missed after hours. You can pull all those reports there. And to your point, you can easily set up a call forwarding. We even have a missed call text message. So if you do miss a call, you can automate a text message to go out and say, sorry, missed your call, it's after hours. Callback number here is better, or you can put a scheduling link in there too. And so there's lots of different ways you can do that. And all of this comes at one low price. So when we're talking about the special for your group, we're providing free physical phones, so you don't have to pay for the hardware, which is great. And normally the price is around $30 per phone, and we have you guys at $24.95. So there's a discount there, per phone is what you're paying, and we're also doing 2 months free. So you're getting free phones, you're getting a discounted rate, and you're getting 2 months of free service when you sign up with Mango Voice through the dental office managers community. And it's really easy to get a hold of us. I promise our sales team will not turn you away. They're always looking for opportunity. So if you reach out to us, whether it's to me directly or use the landing page that we've created and customized for your group, or if you go to directly to our website and schedule a call and just say, hey, we heard about you guys from Kyle and his group. We'll apply that discount to those offices.
Cool. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll actually share the landing page in this video. So our audience, in the comments section, you're going to see the link for Mango Voice, and you guys can go ahead and click that. That way you can get access to the special offer. Rich, is there any other feature that really stands out and makes Mango Voice unique that you haven't spoke on already?
Well, just our stress mangoes. You get these when you sign up with Mango too. And like patients love these, team members love these because they can throw them at each other when you're frustrated with someone and it doesn't hurt. So it won't actually cause physical harm. And like Mango's headquarters, we actually share office space with a very large pediatric and orthodontic practice. And the kids love these because they hang on to these while they're, getting some work done. And we always see the kids walking out with these. So this would be the best feature you get actually is the Mango Squishy. So
yeah, you're gonna throw in some mangoes for the members?
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Cool. So Rich, I appreciate you taking the time out to meet with me today. And it was a pleasure having you on and just learning about Mango Voice and all it has to offer for dental office managers and their practices. And we really enjoyed having you guys in the community to be as helpful to our members. And we look forward to working with you guys continuously.
Yeah, feelings mutual, Kyle. Thanks again so much for having us.
Cool. Rich, take care, and we'll talk soon.